Alright friends, welcome back again to an episode of Tactical Enlightenment. It's our pleasure and duty here to show you Bannerlord battles and hopefully give you tactical advice that'll help you win your own difficult battles in Bannerlord. And we continue on with this campaign series, this companion series rather. We took this castle. You can see there's a small garrison there. It's actually being controlled by one of the clan members of our kingdom. But with the tiny militia, we are now hoping that forces surround us here and attack. There's a little glance at our army, and by surround us, what I mean is that we are deep in enemy territory here. This is kicking the hornet's nest for sure, and we're just sort of exploring and looking for a fight. And we've got multiple fights. Let's see, we've got Sturgeons and a Northern Empire force. So we're going to be able to make it back in the castle here. The Sturgeons look like they're closer, and they have that's a pretty powerful army. They've got a fair bit of lower ranked troops, but they also have quite a bit of higher ranked troops here, and it's 820 troops. Jesus, this convention here. We've got Battanians nearby as well. So we're going to sit here and see who sieges. It might be Northern Empire, it might be both. In my kingdom, frequently we are besieged by multiple kingdoms. So it looks like Sturgia, the Northern Empire, looks like they're heading off. So we're going to build a few counter siege weapons here. Holy fuck, there's another army. So Battania, and Northern Empire. So part of the reason this is happening, you see this just swarm of enemies, is this is still a side branch of my campaign where we're at war with all 8 kingdoms. If you don't know, and there are plenty other videos of big battles on our channel, we have a campaign where we're fighting the entire map. And this is a frequent occurrence. You can see it's an absolute orgy of enemies. They're just pouring in to attack us. This guy's literally patrolling around here while we're beset by forces. Sturgeons are sieging. It looks like they've actually started their attack. And we have these other forces, Northern Empire and other forces nearby. So of course this whole series we're using normal player damage. We're not going into this with any advantages. We do have a small militia force here, but that's going to be pitiful. Against 820 hardened Sturgeons. We tried a siege earlier in this series, and frankly it didn't go particularly well. Frankly, we got our asses kicked, and I'm not sure you can really defend well with such a small army, right? The enemy's going to be breaking in on us on multiple directions. I've got to spread my units out here. For some reason, again, on some sieges, they don't give you time to set your units up. But we're going to give this a siege defense attempt, another shot here. I'm going to really focus on the main gate and then sort of do some auxiliary work on the 2 different ladder sides. I'm not sure if they built this siege tower, but it seemed like they had a ram at least. So I'm taking my guys off the walls here. I like the layout of this keep. It's got a nice angle down to the gate we'll be able to shoot through. So I'm positioning Archer Corps here sort of above it, so they'll be able to shoot over the head of our infantry into the oncoming forces. Now those forces, hey, we got a siege catapult over here. Now those forces coming in will have their shields up. It's going to be of limited effect, especially with these guys fucking can't hit the side of a barn. For some reason this militia is being disobedient up here. I was pretty sure I told these fucks to get down here. Every once in a while I'll throw a javelin at my own guys here just to fucking show them we'll rule by a little bit of fear here. Fucking assholes. Do what your Jarl says. Alright, so we're going to take control of this here. This poor archer looks bereft. He doesn't know what to do. He's getting hammered by axes and shit. And we're going to lob some explosive rounds here on the enemy. This is going to be a very beneficial component of this siege, right? We're going to be able to lob some major explosive rounds here and probably kill 100 or 150 troops before the battle even starts. They're all standing out there, it looks like they're at the DMV waiting for a license. They don't adjust at all. They just stand there and get exploded one after another. Brilliant. Alright, so we're going to keep firing these explosive rounds here until the enemy's close enough for us to throw them by hand, or something else changes. If the enemy starts shooting us or something like that, we may abandon this siege spot. It's very poorly protected. In fact, I see my assistant here. It's a Battanian Fiend Champ, I just realized. My assistant is Battanian Fiend Champ. He's getting shot. So we have a little bit of help. This isn't a true companion challenge, but it's very difficult to get a keep siege where you don't have some... Oh, shit. Where you don't have some kind of help, right? Because the militia builds automatically. And in this case, my companion had control of the castle, so he just decided to, I guess, recruit troops right away. So we're going to fire in a couple more of these rounds here. I'm going up to this high spot because, of course, you can throw it further. If I had a lot of them, I'd be able to destroy the ram. I'm not going to probably be able to do that, so we're just going to try to aim for maximum death with our explosive rounds here. These here, and especially the explosive ones, are way more devastating than the single rocks. I've actually stopped using those little single rocks because these, look at that, just killed like 6-7 guys. Frankly, it's kind of an unbalanced part of Bannerlord, but nobody said the game was perfectly balanced. My companions are over here. They're doing pretty well. They're pretty protected. All right, so the enemy's throwing siege ladders up. Generally, when that happens, yeah, they start pouring in. And here's where you just want to throw these as fast as you can, because every throw you're killing like 10, 12, 15 guys. I mean, it's just destructive. Now they're firing javelins up here. The problem with that, of course, is that if you get hit by those, immediately you drop your little ball here, and then for some reason it becomes worthless. Don't ask me why that is. We kind of got to fight our way through these guys here. We're going to fire some javelins into the necks of these insolent invaders. See you in hell! And try to fight our way down here. Now these fucking guys with their shields. Fucking assholes. Oh shit! Well, I just fucked us. Unless I can fight through this. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was almost it right there. You can get trapped in there. Of course, a lot of people who played before, they're aware you can get trapped in there and you're pretty well fucked. So I've got our 1st and 6th here. And it was almost like perfect timing, me falling through there. We're going to have to attack these guys in the wall here, or in the gatehouse here aggressively, because you can see how many. They're stacked up. And, of course, we have these fucking dipshit militia wearing clothes they got from the Goodwill. This is not a good setup for us. Fighting, you know, this guy's swinging his blacksmith hammer. Meanwhile, the enemy's pouring in over here. I'm going to assist these guys. It's really kind of a situation where I'm trying to cover both accesses. Okay, this is pretty well held up. There's a handful of enemy troops coming in here. Now back to the gate. They're coming down the other ladder well over there. I just kind of hope that the archers can do a decent job there. If they start pouring in over there, I'll of course go over there to assist. But right here is the main concern. They're pouring through the gate. The first time we tried this with this companion series, we had like, I don't know, we had even less troops. But the gate can just get blown open so easy when you have so few troops. You see these troops here are really struggling to even contain the enemy. It's almost like the amount of troops was physically able to push their way through. So through a few more javelins and we're going to join our men here. But this is a desperate situation, right? We have to keep this gate closed. If they just start pouring through into the courtyard, this battle is over, right? We have weak-ass militia. Our 8th Corps, of course, and our 6th Corps are here doing major duty. But we have to control this gate. It's not looking good. I do have a line of archers, in fact 2 lines of archers behind us here, but they're just not doing much damage, right? These are low-level militia. Anybody who's been shot by militia knows that these guys shoot badly and they don't do much damage. It's like they picked up a bow last week, signed up to the militia, and bad things happened to them. Alright, well that wave is done. Now we've got a wave over here. I'm going to attack these guys aggressively, and then it's back to watching the gate, right? The gate is the main concern. These guys here are trying to stack up to attack us in a big wave. We're not going to let them, right? We're going to mow them down before they even get set up. Not sure why that guy's body was floating. But now we're going to attack up here. I don't see anything coming through the gate. It looks like a large amount of the forces are trying to come up here. We're going to teach them a lesson. Those guys are heading the other way. Those guys are leaving. This siege could be over already. I mean, we've killed an awful lot too. But it might be that we just kicked their ass so bad there between the gate bashing and these ladders that they're out of here. I think so. There's some troops here outside. I can't tell how many there are. We're going to attack these guys. We're not going to wait for them. I see the rest of their mates are fleeing. I want to get down there. Now it looks like now they're heading for the ladders. We'll send our mates to the outside there and deal with these guys here on the wall. Yeah, they're still coming up. Ha ha! These guys are excited still. Yeah, you got no chance there, dude. After you're not using the dismemberment mod, I don't know. Maybe you're not a fan of gore. I mean, how do you not play a combat game like this with gore? In my opinion, it's satisfying too to fucking rip off arms and legs. So, I think that's it. Yeah, that is it. There's certainly a different result and a fast siege too. Like I've had some incredibly long sieges on our channel. If you're interested in long sieges, definitely check out the rest of the channel. We've had probably I would say 10 good sieges that are recorded on here, but we've had sieges that last like 45 minutes because we're fighting 4,000 or 5,000 troops, right? We've had epic siege defenses. That was a blitz, what a 7-minute long battle. So we may attach another battle to this. There's clearly no shortage of enemies, but I'm also not going to sit in this keep and wait for these, what was it, 2,000 Battanians and 1,000 Northern Empire. Oh shit, there's some pretty nice gear here. We'll take some freebies here. We've got some companions that are coming of age, right? They're just turning 18, and just like that spoiled rich kid who gets a Porsche as soon as he turns 18, we're gonna set these guys up with like legendary armor. So we're gonna attach another battle to this. I think we've got other options here, other choices. I can't fight 1900. You know, we're being audacious with this series, but that's obviously out of our league. But we'll see. The Northern Empire is coming up here. Maybe we'll be able to bait them and then attach these videos together here. All right, so not long has passed. I healed up a little bit, and this Northern Empire army does seem interested in the battle. They are sort of chasing me. I'm sort of baiting them. It looked like the Battanian army is up there sieging. We're just not going to be able to defend against 1900. Even if I had 200, 300 militia, we'd have no chance. Unfortunately, this fucking Valandian force wants to kill us too now. So I'm gonna do some light stepping here because I just want to engage the Northern Empire force. I think we're in the region of the map Calradia where there's this really good battlefield where there's a narrow sort of a narrow Thermopylae type pass, and if that's the case, then I don't know, we're seriously injured. This is probably stupid trying this battle, but we're going to give it a shot here. I'm never going to say it's impossible. You got some pretty decent troops here. It's not too strong. That's definitely doable. That is not though. Shit, 104 Imperial Serial. That guy has elite troops. The rest of them, that guy's got good troops too. Yeah, so this is a problem. This guy is obviously a very high level lord, and he is loaded with high level troops. So, I won't say we can't win, right? We're never going to say that on the series. I mean, I guess at that 2600 attack, I'd say that, but we're going to give this a shot here still. I think this is the map. I got to get a few companions reassigned when they get injured. Sometimes it drops them. Let's see, this guy's my first corps. This doesn't matter too much really. And now it's trying to find this pass here. I'm gonna try to. I probably should have positioned us a little closer to it, but it's over here towards the water. We're gonna look for one of these passes to use here and see if we can't enact a little desperate pass defense. Just like our siege that we, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes ago where we failed. Sometimes you're going to try something and it fails, and you might learn a little bit. Frankly, this is a learning experience for me. I'm not used to fighting with such a tiny army. I mean, at the beginning of my campaign, like everybody else, I had 12 archers and 6 infantrymen and stuff like that. But that was ages ago. I've been fighting with huge armies for a long time, and even our 300 series was, we have 300 men, which is it's a pretty sizable army. This is different. With 40, okay, we're at the edge of the map. With 40, you don't even have enough men to plug like a big gatehouse, right? So that siege, one of those sieges failed. I guess, unfortunately, that's a spoiler. If you haven't seen all the series, I apologize. The good news, though, is that what that'll tell you is that in our series, this one, actually in all of them, the 300 series and our campaign, you know, sometimes bad things happen and we dust ourselves off and get back up. I'm actually going to try to make sure these guys get in here. It looks like the enemy force is charging in, and I've got these forces still trying to race in here. So I'm going to play, you know, a one-man counter charge here, kill their noble, push them back. This is mostly horse archers. It's an unusual force. Oh, look, they're all stuck here. I'm going to be able to mow them down. And then we're going to get back to head back to our little pass here. So the idea with this pass, I fought a battle here for our 300 series as well with our 300 Spartans. It's a Thermopylae style pass, right? The actual Thermopylae pass is much, much bigger than this. But for our 40 guys, maybe, just maybe, if we bottle up these troops coming in here, we can put on a beating. I don't know if we can win. It's an elite force, actually. They have cataphracts, elite cataphracts. This is a ton of cavalry, too. I can bring the 8th Corps here and try to bottle it up. But it's those archers that I'm really worried about. They had a fucking 104 Tier 5 Imperial archers, crossbow. That is going to be very difficult to deal with. So right now we're holding fire. I don't want 700 arrows firing in on these 20 horsemen. We're more than capable of taking these guys out. And what I want to do is I want to leave the dead horses in there. I want the enemy to have kind of a traffic jam, you know, a construction zone where they can only get one lane of traffic into our little defensive area here. We do have about 10 skirmishers that have high-end javelin skills, so we'll be able to put on a beating. Look, they're up there shooting at us, motherfuckers. You don't get to come in here, lady. Yeah, that's mostly archers. That's a problem for this battle. But when they come through here, of course, we're going to pelt them with javelins and try to bottle up this opening. You can see it's probably wide enough for like 2 or 3 men wide, and no more. Okay, they're sending in cav. We like that, right? These guys are going to get butchered. We can get some javelin practice. My javelin skills have really suffered of late, but I got a new mouse. And this is a perfect kind of battle to work on my javelins, because I don't want our guys shooting here against 20 troops, right? We'll quickly be out of javelins, we'll be out of arrows, and then a lot of our advantages will disappear. So this is javelin work right here. I'm going to collect some of these javelins from the ground too. Get out of here. A little bit of practice here on these volunteers. Everybody gets a javelin here today. Yeah, I can pick up some of these loose ones. Now, I don't know if the enemy's actually going to attack, right? They have so many archers. They have so many archers, they may not charge in there. We shall see. They're sending in heavy horse right now and no infantry, so we'll see. See you in hell. Oh shit, here come the infantry. We gotta act fast here. I might be too late. Their infantry's already pressing through. Yeah, this is a problem. Alright, in we go here. We're gonna send the 8th Corps physically right in the midst. And this is just a death charge. This is like a castle gate where it's burst open on you, and you just have to charge with everything you got. They got high-level troops here. There's fucking macemen everywhere. These are tier 5 macemen. Yeah, push them back. We're starting to push them back. Get out. This is our fort. Fuck, they're surging again, and it's just fucking legionnaires. I'm like holding back the fucking tide here. Get out. Let's send our archers into melee here. Everybody gets to get up here. This is desperate. We're melting away here. Of course, we were injured going into this battle as well. That was probably a lot of hubris. The thing is that our army heals really slow. Yeah, we've lost this battle. They're just swarming us now, getting my ass kicked. Our army heals really slow. It takes, you know, from being no health, it takes several days. But we could take some of these guys with us at least. it takes a long time to heal up to 100%. And of course, if our army is not 100%, it's going to be difficult for us to defeat these very tough opponents that we're taking on. There's fucking looters. There's looters in here blocking my shots. But at least we pounded these guys for what it was worth. It's not a spoiler at this stage that we've lost this battle. I'm getting smoked by legionnaires. But we will continue with this 300 series. In fact, I will probably try this exact same battlefield at some point. Right? We're gonna continue to make some adjustments. Right away, I can tell you, I know what my problem was with this episode. My infantry wasn't close enough to the gate. Right? So when I wanted to sort of slam the gate shut with my foot and force the enemy out, obviously it was do a little suicide charge here. Obviously it was too late, right? The enemy already had 100 fucking infantry pouring in. I thought I'd have more warning, but actually the dead horses served as a detriment there. I couldn't see their infantry approaching because of all these horses in the way. The next thing you know, their infantry is just pouring through. It was like I looked down at a javelin, and the next thing you know, there's 150 infantry in. If we can bottle them up at the exit, at the opening there, there's a tiny chance that we can pull this off, right? Not obviously this battle, but we'll be back, whether that's 10 episodes from now or 3 episodes or something. I want to try this battlefield again at a later point. And if I fail again, I may not upload it to the challenge, right? We're not uploading every single battle we fight with these guys. I'm mostly going to be showing interesting or exemplary ones. I don't know if this is an exemplary one here, but with the successful siege defense of 800 troops, I think we'll keep these 2 videos. If you're wondering, I narrate these live. Most of these, anyways. There's a few of them where I get an audio glitch and I have to add in the audio later. But most of these I fight and narrate live. So it's kind of fun for me to sort of experience these battles with you in real time. Hopefully my narration doesn't suck. Let me know. But I appreciate you for watching yet, fellas. Please like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And we will continue on with this little mini-series here, our little companions in blood. And we'll take on some greater challenges and more interesting situations. Right? We'll try to utilize more water. We'll try to utilize, again, different landscapes where tactically we could use that landscape to give us some chance against huge forces in Bannerlord. So thanks again for watching, friends. I'll see you guys next time.